week or so. Hey, shut it off!
Fuck Bob Arum. What's going on, you guys? So, I'm sure many of you heard Keith Thurman's epic rant the other day. If you haven't heard it, I got the video link at the top of the video right there. But yeah, Bob Arum responds to Keith Thurman, and he also says what his plan is for Terence Crawford. Check out what Bob had to say.
Well, Crawford we want to make a Spence fight. And, I think we would be willing to make a 2-fight deal with PBC to have a Crawford fight, either Porter or Thurman or somebody like that, and then fight Spence or really go into a Spence fight. The problem with Crawford fighting any of the PBC fighters is it's so expensive, and it really isn't a pay-per-view fight. Crawford and Spence, particularly if the pandemic is under control, so we can spectate, is a major pay-per-view fight. So I think that's what I hope we'll be able to convince PBC of and make that fight.
Now, it seems like Bob is still hoping to do business with PBC to get these fights with Terence Crawford. It seemed like Bob Arum is trying to do right, but this is Bob Arum. Then he proceeded to continue on about the things that Keith Thurman had to say.
Yeah, I saw that. What the hell is he talking about? That I'm being cheap. I've been in this boxing business for many years, and there were fighters who always said that promoters, myself, particularly King, that it was not fair that if there was a pie, we were getting this percentage. They said we should get a smaller percentage. That was one thing. That was the normal argument. Are we as a promoter taking too big a share of the pie? That's legitimate. That makes sense. But it doesn't make sense to say to a promoter, look, we know it's pandemic. We know there's a limited amount of money, but go into your own pocket and pay me what I want to get paid. I mean, for Christ's sake, there has to be some kind of business element. I mean, I would tell Thurman, hey, have somebody else promote the fight, let them lose money, and I promise I'll buy a ringside ticket to see the fight. I mean, we have really, like other promoters, suffered during this pandemic without the revenue stream of a live gate, without, in the United States, the pay-per-view is limited because people like to do it and make it parties. You can't do closed circuit in bars and restaurants. But we've done it, and we've lost money doing it, but it was under control. But I am not going into our resources and pay a fighter a lot more money than is available in a particular fight. If he said to me, well, you got to get this money, and then the fighters should get all of it because there's a pandemic and you're not entitled to get it, I take a little umbrage on that, but I would accept it. But don't tell me I got to do the fight and go into my pocket for millions of dollars to make the fight happen. Why? What's the reason for that? I mean, it makes no sense.
Now, after hearing this from Bob, right, I'm surprised he somewhat took the high road in all this. Keith Thurman let out some fire on Bob Arum, and Bob Arum somewhat took the high road, He said, why should I have to go out of my pocket to make a fight? How come, he did make some sense. But it makes me wonder, where did this come from with Keith Thurman? Now, did Bob offer him a number that he felt was too low? We don't know what the number was. We don't know if there was a number even thrown out. Last we heard was that Bob Arum was waiting on a term sheet from those guys. And then next thing we know, Keith Thurman comes out with his epic rant video. But whatever the case, I really hope things will work out and we can get some of these fights so we can get this show on the road. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.